I'll bring students ask questions. I'm going to change. I'm going to go through this lesson again in a different approach, and I'll bring everyone on the mic to assess them. Give me 2 seconds. I think that's gone live. Okay. Right. I'm going to choose. There's no choose. Right, Sister Roshan. Can you kindly come on the mic, please?
Yeah.
Okay, now Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. Ad-dars al-awwal. Can you read it from there, please?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. هذا بيتي.
No. Ad-dars al-awwal from the first lesson.
الدرس الأول.
Correct.
Lesson بيتي.
Okay, now this word, how would you translate that in English?
بيتي.
Yes.
My
house, yes?
Yes.
Now, this baiti, it's two words together. So the word bait, it was originally baitun, and
right.
You have the possessive pronoun, which is my.
Right.
The ya. So that is an exception. What happens? This is mudaf and mudaf ilay. But when a possessive pronoun comes my, the word baitun receives a kasra due to the weak letter harful illa. So it's baiti. Whereas the other possessive pronouns, for example, his house, how do you say that in Arabic?
Would be baitiha, baitihu. Sorry.
Baituhu, excellent. So you will see that. And her house?
Baitiha.
Baituha.
Okay, so this is where I get confused. Is what Arab will the noun take?
And I think that's the reason why I started from there. So remember this point. All nouns, the default of all nouns is that when they come with a pronoun like his house, our house, their house, from a dhamma tanween, from baytun, it loses its harakat from a dhamma tanween, meaning two zabars, two dhammas, two peshs, to one dhamma. So for example, baytuhu, it gets a dhamma. So all mudafs will lose the dhamma tanween and get one dhamma. Baytuhu, baytuha, baytuka, and baytuki. However, when it comes to ya, my house, the dhamma changes to a kasra due to the suitability of the ya.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yes.
And my house and our house, how do you say that, sister?
Baytuna.
Exactly. So remember that all nouns, when they are mudaf, mudaf ilayh, the first noun has a dhamma. That is the ruling. Only for the my, it gets a kasra. Apart from that, all of them is baytuha and so forth.
Okay, clear? Thank you. Thank you.
Right. So can you read from here? Hada.
Hada bayti.
Translation.
Hada bayti. This is my house.
Okay, full stop.
Bayti.
Just one second. I'm going to dissect this lesson in such a manner that you'll remember that someone taught you this lesson. This is, how would you say this is your house? This is your house.
Hada baytuki. Your house, feminine.
And for a boy?
Hada baytuka. Your house. This is your house.
Correct. And how would you say this is our house?
Hada baytuna.
Excellent. And how do you say her house? This is her house.
Hada baytuha.
Excellent. Now over here now, you need to remember in lesson number, I think it's 8 or 9 in book 1, it talked about the word amama and khalfa.
Right.
So the word amama and khalfa, they are adverbs. And
right.
Adverbs, what are adverbs? Adverbs are nouns which indicate upon place and time.
Correct.
So amama is an adverb which indicates upon place. And
right.
It always comes with a fatha. It's an indeclinable noun.
Okay.
What does indeclinable mean? It means that it doesn't change its harakat regardless wherever it comes. It always comes with a amama with a fatha. Okay. Whether it's in the case of, as you know, that's all nouns have 3 states. Yes. What are the three states of a noun? Do you remember?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that.
I will have to ask you that, but no problem. Bismillah. What are they? Come on, let's go.
I'm sorry. I give me, if you can you give me a clue?
Yeah, I'll help you. That's fine. So all nouns, remember, write this down if you can't remember it. All nouns have three states. It can either come with a dhamma tanween, like baytun, like hada baytun. Hada baytun. So here the noun is getting a dhamma tanween. In English, it's called the nominative case. The nominative case.
Yes, I remember now.
Okay, nominative case. Now the second one is what does the word katabtu mean? Katabtu.
I wrote.
Excellent. So I wrote. Who did the action?
I.
Excellent.
Me.
So you have the verb and you have the doer. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Now it requires an object. So in the Arabic language, all objects, so you can write this point down as well, all objects of a verb are in the accusative case. If anyone can't spell the English, let me know. I'll type it in the chat box because these terms are a bit technical. So accusative case.
So accusative case will be with a fatha, correct?
Excellent. Yes, a fatha tanween, or a fatha depending upon if it comes with alif lam. I'll give you the example. Do you want me to write these examples in the chat box?
Yes, please.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. So first example I gave you is hada baytun. So baytun is called a nominative case. And the next example I'm giving you, it's katabtu. Katabtu means I wrote. And if I say I wrote a letter, it'll be katabtu risalatan. I'm just going to send this accusative. Katabtu risalatan, it gets a fatha tanween. Gets a fatha tanween, okay? Now, and then the other example is of a kasra tanween. Kasra tanween. For example, if I said, Sister Roshan, jalastu.
Okay, I sat.
If I said jalastu ala kursiyin, so the word ala kursiyin,
yes,
is in the genitive case, it gets a kasra tanween.
Kasratin, okay.
Okay, so these are the three states of a noun.
Okay.
So here, whenever amama comes, the noun which comes after amama is always with a kasra, meaning in the genitive case, it gets a kasra.
Correct.
So
Yes.
that, and it's also in book 1, lesson 8, I think it was, or yeah, 8 or 9. It also mentioned that it will be deemed as mudaf. Amama is mudaf. Al-masjidi is mudaf ilay. And for this reason, it gets a kasra tanween.
Okay, that's right. Yes.
Is that clear for everyone in the class?
Yes.
Any questions from anyone? There's a pin drop silence, which is not a good sign.
No
I
questions.
understand. Okay, the reason I tell myself that masjid is genitive case because it is donated, saying it's a place. So amama al-masjidi, or even so it would be in front of or with or behind. It will always take genitive. Mudaf ilayhi is possessed and possessor.
Correct.
That's why the noun will take a genitive case.
And the same over here as well. Same with amama, it's classified as mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
So هذا بيتي بيتي أمام المسجد مضاف مضاف إليه. Then we have next sentence. We have بيتي. Bismillah. Read the sentence, sister. بيتي.
Beatty, my
Beatty.
house is beautiful.
Right. So بيتي جميل. Now, my house is beautiful. Question. Where is situated between my house is beautiful? Where is it situated?
In front of the masjid.
In front of?
In front of the masjid.
No, in English. In English, my house is beautiful. Where is the word is situated between the two? My house is beautiful.
I see. It's not there.
No, in the English, not the Arabic. I know. My house is beautiful.
So between my and the noun house.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's really simple, but there's a reason why I even asked a simple question. The reason why is that Beiti, so you can either have, like, I'll give you an example. Al-Kitabu Jamilun. Al-Kitabu Jamilun. The book is
beautiful.
So this is subject and predicate, meaning mubtada and khabar. Meaning
correct.
So as you know that there are two types of nouns in our sentences, a verbal or a nominal sentence. When you say al-kitabu jamilun, it's and when a noun starts, it's classified as subject and predicate. So that's with alif lam. And jamilun is indefinite, meaning that it does not have alif lam.
Correct.
So this is the ruling, is that all subjects of a nominal sentence are definite nouns, and all predicates of a nominal sentence are indefinite. Okay. So over here, when we say Bayti Jamilun, the word Bayt was indefinite, but when it comes with any possessive pronouns, it becomes a proper noun. So it becomes a proper noun is another classification of a definite. So a definite noun and proper nouns, all of these are nouns which are called ma'rifah in Arabic, that you're specifying who you're referring to, because you have proper nouns and you have indefinite nouns. Is that clear?
Okay.
So indefinite noun is like a book, a house, that it could be any book itself. And a proper noun is a noun which you're referring to a specific person, like when you say Zayd, Bakar, Omar. And that is one proper noun. And the other means of making a proper noun is having a pronoun with it, his house. So that becomes a possession of someone. So it's a proper noun. Or when you have alif lam with a noun as well, al-kitabu, the book.
Okay.
So in the English language, we don't have these fine details, but in the Arabic language, you have these fine details. So either a name of a person, either a noun with a pronoun, his house, our house, that's a proper noun, or either a noun which has the definite article with it is classified as a proper noun.
Okay.
So all of these three so far, there are more, but I'm not mentioning them at the moment. All of these three at the moment, which I've mentioned, are able to become the subject of a sentence. And the fourth one is, as you can see over here,
Hada.
Itself.
Okay.
Hada can also come as the subject of a nominal sentence. Is that clear for everyone so far? Is this clear? Sorry?
In front.
Amama, in front, yeah. So Bayti Jamilun, my house is beautiful. So is beautiful, and also in English, when you translate, whenever you have the subject and the predicate, you always have the is in the translation, and that will allow you to understand what type of sentence it is. And always the predicate. What is the predicate? Predicate is the khabar, the news which we are giving about the subject, always receives a dhamma tanween. So that's the reason why we are reading it jamilun. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Sister Shabnam?
Yes. Yes. It's very clear. Thank you.
Sister Tahira, is that clear for you? Sister Tahira? Sister Tahira, that's Qurratul Ain. Qurratul Ain, are you there?
Yes.
Is it clear? Well, I know you missed last week's
Yes.
lesson, so is it clear for you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, brilliant. Then we have then fihi. So let's bring Sister Shabnam on the mic now. Sister Shabnam, can you come on the mic?
Yes.
So over here now we have fihi. Fihi.
Yes.
So fi is a preposition. He
It
is
makes the next one kasra too, right? Genitive.
so normally, yeah, that's right. So when it comes with a noun, it makes it in the genitive case, and only because of the suitability with fihi, it gets a kasra itself. So it's fihi is referring to the house. As you know that in Arabic language, the nouns are masculine and
Feminine.
feminine. Masculine and
Yes. Feminine.
feminine. So as you can see, we use hada baytun, hada bayti. So you can understand from here that the word bayti was feminine, masculine, and that's the reason
Yes.
why I use hada. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So we are using fihi. He is referring back to the house itself.
It.
Fihi,
Yes. Okay.
fihi in it, hadiqatun saghiratun. So fihi,
But then hadikatun is feminine, right?
exactly. So
And the sagiratun follows the small garden.
yes,
Follows the
yeah.
the
So how-
adjective has to agree with the noun.
Excellent, excellent. So fihi is going back to the house. The word hadikatun is feminine, and it's so hadikatun is feminine and has a dhamma tanween, and saghiratun is the adjective for hadikatun, whether it's a beautiful garden or a small garden. This is describing the garden itself. So hadikatun is feminine, saghiratun is feminine. Hadikatun is with a dhamma tanween, saghiratun is with a dhamma tanween. Is this clear?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
So in it is a
غرفتي. In it, there is a room. Again, هذه.
no. فيه حديقة صغيرة. Translation.
Oh, okay. In it is a small garden.
In it is a small garden.
Yes.
In it is a small garden. Okay. I'm not too sure whether should I do this or should I not do it. As no one has asked, there's a question which someone could ask me, but as no one has asked the question, I'm not going to even mention what's in my mind until someone asks the question. Then I'll explain. Otherwise, I'm not going to explain something. There's something there, but I'm not going to explain because no one has asked the question. If someone asks the question, then I'll mention it. Then it says, هذه غرفتي.
In it. Yes.
No, this hadi is pointing.
Okay. This. Yes. Is
So
my room.
Exactly, هذه, my room. And how do you say this is her room?
هذه غرفة غرفة غرفة. It's her, but how would I add the غرفتها?
غرفتها.
Okay, everything is two except the for myself.
Exactly.
So غرفتها. Sorry.
Exactly.
هذه غرفتها.
And
So this is her
room. And this is his room.
غرفته.
Excellent. Now we are having.
Check.
Yeah.
Check, I have a question here.
Yes, go ahead.
How come we started with hada for the house and all of a sudden it has become hazihi?
Good question.
Because غرفته is a feminine.
Yeah. So the word غرفتun has a time marbuta at the end. But because it's joining to the ya, the time marbuta is not visible because it's joining onto the ya. It was ghurfatun. The word ghurfatun in book 1, lesson 4, it said hadhihi ghurfatun. So ghurfatun is feminine. So that's the reason why we use hadhihi.
Okay,
Clear?
so the garden is also feminine. That's why we use hazihi.
No, we use صغيرة.
P. Yeah, sorry.
صغيرة. Yeah, because حديقة is feminine, has a time مربوطة. We have the adjective which follows the noun. For the adjective always follows a noun which is coming as an adjective for. So حديقة is feminine, صغيرة is feminine as well. Clear?
I get it. I get it.
Okay. Then we have فيها. Now فيها, you have to look at the context. What are we talking about? We're talking about هذه غرفتي. This is my room. فيها is referring back to the house, to the bedroom. The bedroom is feminine. So remember,
Yes.
when it comes with a pronoun him, his, it's fihi, and with a masculine, with a feminine, it's fiha, fihi and fiha.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, remember this point.
Yes.
Then we have fiha nafidatun kabiratun. So nafidatun is coming with a dhamma tanween, and kabiratun is coming with a dhamma tanween. Okay.
I'm
Right.
sorry. Could you repeat the fihi and fiha?
Yeah. So fihi, because he is referring to his, due to the suitability, they give the hu a kasra, make it fihi, making it easier for a person to read. So originally it should be fihu, but that was difficult, and they gave the he or hu a kasra, made it fihi, which means in it, meaning something which is masculine. In it is referring back to the house itself, because house is masculine. And fiha is referring to a feminine entity itself, which is the room. And ghurfatun is feminine, we have fiha.
I'm sorry, Sheikh.
Yeah.
Isn't the fiha referring to the room?
Yes, it is. That's what I said.
The room is feminine,
Yes,
so that the fiha is
that's right. That's right. That's what I said. Fiha is referring to ghurfa, and fihi is referring to the house itself, baytun. Okay. Then nafida, the word nafida is feminine. We have dhamma tanween and have ta marbuta, which is a sign of feminine. Kabiratun is coming an adjective, and the adjective all follow the noun, which is coming as an adjective for. So nafidatun is feminine, kabiratun is feminine. So it translates as the Shabnam, fiha. So Shabnam, are you there? Unmute your mic.
Yes. Yes.
Fiha.
Yes. Fiha.
Yeah.
So in it is a big window.
Correct.
Fiha nafidatun kabiratun wa mirwahatun jamilatun. I'm not sure about the meaning of
Mirwahatun is a fan.
Is a fan? Okay.
Yeah.
And it has a beautiful fan.
Correct. Then we have hada sariri.
This is my bed.
Someone's got the TV on. Can they switch the TV off or mute the TV, please?
This is my bed.
Yeah. Hada sariri, this is my bed, correct.
Wahada kursi, and this is my chair.
Excellent.
And wahada maktabi, and this is my desk.
Correct. So how would you say this is his bed?
Hada sari ruha, ruhu, ruhu.
Correct. Hada sariruhu.
Wahada kursi hu.
Kursiyuhu, correct. And this is his desk.
Wahada maktabuhu.
And this is our desk.
Maktabuna.
Correct. This is my watch, and this is, how do you say this is my watch?
This is my watch.
Sa'atun
Hada
is feminine.
sa'ati.
No, sa'atun is feminine. So would we use hada or hadihi?
Hadihi.
Correct. Hadihi.
Hadihi sa'ati.
And that is his pen. That. What is dhalika?
is it for his pen? It'll be
that-
ذلك.
Alika, correct. And that is his
Yeah.
pen.
وذلك قلمه
Excellent. And
على المكتب هو.
no, and his book is on the desk.
وكتابه على المكتب تبه.
No, on the desk. Just on the desk. On the desk. على
المكتب هو.
No, I'm saying on the desk, not on his desk, just on the desk.
على المكتب بو.
What does
Not with the who, right? Just
no?
على المكتب. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's a preposition. My bad,
Correct.
my bad.
So ala, what does ala do?
Allah makes the thing become kasra because it's a preposition. So it's
Correct.
mudaf ilay.
No, not
No,
mudaf,
it's just a rule. It's
Yeah.
just a rule.
correct.
It's just a preposition rule. If
Correct.
it's followed, then that becomes a genitive.
Excellent. Is this clearer for you now?
Yes, yes.
So no more complaints now.
No, this is not my only thing is like this 4-letter verbs that just
I'll
came
do
out
that.
of nowhere. And
I'll do that. I'll come to that. Give me
Okay.
10 minutes or so. Inshallah, I'll come to that.
no,
Inshallah.
no, it's okay. I'm good with everything. Thank you so much.
No problem. Let's get next to the mic, sister. Sayyida Sama.
Yes.
حكم حقيبتي تحت المكتب. Translate that, please.
Hakibati tahtal maktabi, and the bag is under the desk.
Whose bag?
And my bag is under the desk.
And how do you say our bag is under the desk?
Wahakibatuna
Correct.
tahtal maktabi,
And how do you say his bag is underneath the desk?
hakibatuhu
Mhm.
tahtal maktabi.
Correct. So here, over here now, I'm going to break this whole sentence out and make it much more clear. So the word, how do you say my room?
My room.
Yeah.
Haza ghurfati.
No,
Hazahi. Sorry.
no,
Hazahi.
just the word my room. How do you say my room?
Ghurfati.
Ghurfati, okay? Now, the word ghurfati is mudaf ilay, okay? As I said earlier on. But
Yeah.
because it's with ya, it's not visible that the word kitab, ghurfatu has a dhamma, but because of the actual suitability of harakat, the last letter of the ghurfatun gets a kasra for making the suitability of the ya, ghurfati. And it's mudaf ilay, okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to say, for example, window of my room, window of my room, window of my room. So what will happen here? Ghurfati is already mudaf ilayh. Yes? But what happens? You will add another mudaf to the word ghurfati. So window is nafida.
Yeah.
Nafida. You add nafida with ghurfati. So it becomes, as you know, whenever a word is mudaf, it loses its dhamma tanween. It has only one dhamma. So over here, nafidatu ghurfati means window of my room. Is it clear now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So here,
Yes.
in reality, there are two mudaf and mudaf ilays. So nafidatu ghurfatin will be the first mudaf ilay. Then the word ghurfa itself is mudaf to my.
And yeah.
So instead of that, it's not visible. The actual kasra on the ta marbuta is not visible, it's hidden. So nafida is mudaf, ghurfati, which is mudaf ilay, and the mudaf. So, and after becoming mudaf ilay to the word nafida, the word ghurfa again becomes mudaf to the ya itself of my room. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So nafida is mudaf,
Mudaf
ghurfa
and
is mudaf
ghurfati
ilay, and
Yeah.
then again the word ghurfa is also being mudaf to the possessive pronoun, which is me. So the translation would be window of my room.
Yep.
Is that clear?
Yes. Mhm.
100%?
Sheikh, here, nafizatun is the window.
Nafidatu.
Nafizatu, sorry.
Yep, yep.
Now, if I say the window in my room, so it should be al, right?
If you say the window, if you say the window of my, we cannot have the window of my room. It's incorrect in Arabic. So you will say window of my room or my. So
Usually we say the window of my room.
yeah, if you want to say it in that sense, then you will need to change the whole sentence
Nafiza.
construction. So at the moment here, nafidatu ghurfati means window of my room.
Okay.
The window of my room. So here, and also you need to remember that always the mudaf, so we're talking about the window itself. Because the window itself is feminine, and we want to give news about this window, the word which is coming as the predicate, so nafidatu ghurfati is the subject itself.
Mhm. Yeah.
All of this together is a subject, and the predicate follows the same i'rab of the actual, not the i'rab, the gender, sorry, the gender. So because nafida is feminine, we have the word maftuhatun.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Sheikh.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Isn't the mudaf definite by position anyway?
It is.
Yeah. So I think that's why we don't put the al, because is that the rule, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, for example, in English, if you say the book of Muhammad, the book of the Muhammad makes no sense because the mudaf ilayh is already there, which makes it definite itself. So you don't require another means of making an indefinite noun into a proper noun itself. Like the book, his book. The book, his book. Makes no sense. You either have the book or you say his book itself.
Right. Thank you.
Does it make sense, sister?
Yes. Yes.
Brilliant.
I was just confirming the rule because I know that was one of the rule of mudaf ilayh.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Then we continue. هذه, this is غرفة أخي. So again, like نافذة غرفتي, it's mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Here, غرفة أخي means this is, Sister Sama, translate.
This is my brother's room.
This is my brother's room, or room of my brother. Okay.
Room of my brother. Yeah.
And
so
then,
again, it would. I just want to make it sure. They use the ghurfa too because it's muzaf.
Correct.
And akhi, and it will be muzaf ilayh.
Correct. So akhi itself is mudaf. The word akhi itself is mudaf,
My
mudaf
brother.
ilayh. Is mudaf,
but it
ilayh. Yeah. And
but
the
it
word
will become.
Yeah. So the word ghurfa is mudaf. Akhi is mudaf ilayh. And already the word akhi is mudaf to the ya mutakallim of the speaker. So that's a double mudaf, mudaf ilayh. So this is room of my brother.
وَتِلْكَ غُرْفَةُ أُخْتِي, and that is my sister's room.
Correct.
غُرْفَةُ أَخِي كَبِيرَةٌ, my brother's room is big. وَغُرْفَةُ أُخْتِي صَغِيرَةٌ, and my... Sorry.
Why is it صغيرة and كبيرة?
Because it's khabar.
Yes, it's the khabar of what?
Of about mudaf ilayh.
Of the mudaf, not the mudaf ilayh, of the thing which is being possessed.
Oh, yeah, sorry, mudaf.
Yeah. So we're not talking about the person who's possessing it. We're talking about the thing which is being possessed. So that's the reason why always the actual khabar follows the same gender of the possessed thing, which is the ghurfa, and in both of the sentences. So ghurfatun is feminine, so it's kabiratun.
So sagiratun will be feminine. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
And my sister's room is small. غرفة أخي أمام غرفتي. Or my brother's room is opposite
No, in
to
front.
my in front of my room.
Mhm.
وغرفة أختي أمام المطبخ. And my sister room is in front of the toilet.
Kitchen.
Oh, مطبخ, the kitchen, sorry.
Kitchen.
لي أخا واحد اسمه أسامة. My brother.
So here, just 1 second. Li, the word li itself means for. So li,
For.
and when you have with the ya, means for me. I have. So this is used for relationship. When you have brothers and sisters, you use li. I have. Li akhun. I have a brother.
Brother. Yeah.
The word wahidun is an adjective. Wahidun
Yes.
is an adjective for akhun. Li
أخ.
akhun wahidun. So I have one brother. Ismuhu Usamatu.
Usama.
His name is.
Yes, his name is Usama.
Is that clear for you?
Yes.
Any confusion which you had before, has that been resolved or not?
It's clear now. Yes, thank you.
All right, okay. Jazakallah. Let me bring someone else. Sister Tahira, can you come on mic?
Yes, Sheikh.
Okay, I would like you now to do this now. Continue from هذه غرفة أخي, read and translate, and then I'll ask you some questions after that.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هذه غرفة أخي. This is the room of my brother. وتلك غرفة أختي. And that is room of my sister.
Correct.
غرفة أخي كبيرة وغرفة أختي صغيرة. The room of my brother is big, and room of my sister or my sister's room is small. Sheikh, can I ask you a question here?
Yes,
I don't know if it's appropriate. I mean, you don't.
All questions are appropriate.
Okay, so when we say that when you say that we're talking about the thing which is being possessed, not who it is possessed by, right?
Excellent, correct.
So what if you were to change it around?
What do you want to do?
What if you want to talk about who it is possessed by, not the thing which is possessed? Is there a different way of writing it, or? I don't know if I make sense, but
why when you what do you want to, so you want, if you want to talk about the brother, if you want to talk about the brother itself, then you say my brother. What do you want to say about him? He's big or small? What do you want to say? What would you like to say?
I want to say my brother has a big room instead
Good
of.
question. That's a good question. So then you will say my brother. You'll say akhi. Akhi indahu. So the word inda will be used. Inda means has. Indahu ghurfatun kabiratun.
Okay.
So it becomes a completely different sentence. So
So
my brother.
Okay.
So my brother akhi. So you will say my brother, he has a big room. So you have to say has indicates upon possession. So for that you use word inda. Indahu, he has ghurfatun kabiratun. He has a big room.
And inda is a preposition.
Possession. It's not a it's mudaf. It's a noun. It's a noun which comes with the pronoun as well. Indahu, he has, and it's used for non-living things. So, for example, indaka fulus, do you have money? So the word inda comes always with a pronoun as well. Indahu mafatihu ghaib la ya'lam illahu in the Quran itself.
Right.
So always
Okay.
in that will come for if he has. And if it's in relation to relatives or relations, alaka, alaka akhun, alaka zawjatun, alaka bintun, alaka waladun, alaka umun. So the word la comes for possession of relatives, of human beings, but if it's a possession of objects, the word inda is used. Good question. Good
Okay.
question.
Okay.
As I said, no questions is a foul question or an incorrect question. All questions are valid. So it's a good question.
So Sheikh, if you're breaking down alaka, it's
two words. A means is, la means for, ka is the possessive pronoun, which for you.
okay. Okay. So for actually means la.
Yeah, la means for. Yeah, the word la is originally li, but
Li.
when it comes with the actual possessive pronoun, it becomes the fatha la.
Right. Right. Thank you. Ghurfatu akhi. Shall I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ghurfatu akhi amama ghurfati wa ghurfatu ukhti amama al-matbakh. My sister's room is in front of my room.
In front of the kitchen.
Oh, ghurfatu.
Sorry. Yeah, that's right. My brother's room, not my room, correct?
Yeah, my brother's room is in front of my room, and my sister's room is in front of the kitchen.
Correct.
Li akun wahidun. I have one. I have one brother.
Yep.
Ismuhu Usama. His name is Usama. Wali ukhtun wahidatun. And I have one sister, and it's feminine tun because of the girl.
Correct.
Ismuha Suad. You say Suadu or Suad?
Suadu. This word is prevented from getting a dhamma tanween.
Okay, so Ismuha Suadu.
Correct.
So, and I have one sister. Her name is Suadu.
Correct.
Abi wa ummi. My father and my mother. Fi tilkal kurfatil kabirati.
Correct. So let me explain here.
Okay.
So over here, the word tilka means that, okay?
Right.
And when the noun after tilka or hada is with alif lam,
okay,
it becomes part of the word itself, a part of tilka. Do you remember
That's
that?
Right.
You remember we talked about in lesson number, I think it was lesson number 8 in lesson number 9 in book 1. It said about the word we have learned so far in lesson 1, hada kitabun. This is a book. However, now we are going to teach you in this lesson now, if the noun which comes after hada has alif lam, then it will become an incomplete sentence. So when we see hadal kitabu, this book, it's an incomplete sentence. It requires a predicate. Then we said hadal kitabu jamilun. Okay. So over here,
what if I didn't put the al?
Sorry?
So if I didn't put the al, I just read it as tilka kurfati kabirati. So
what? Let me explain.
Yeah.
So ummi. So what we're having here, ummi and ummi, abi wa ummi is the subject, and
right.
over here, because in hadal kitabu, that is coming as a subject itself. Hadal kitabu. So over here is not coming as a subject, it's coming as a predicate. Okay. So over here, let me explain. The word tilka is situated after fi.
Right.
And as you know, fi is one of those nouns which makes the noun into genitive case.
Right.
The harakat of the fi on tilka is not visible because tilka are from those nouns where the harakat is not visible. It's an indeclinable noun.
Indeclinable, right.
So and then tilka, it should be fi tilki, should be tilki, but tilka always comes tilka. And because of that, al-ghurfati is coming with a kasra because tilka is situated in the genitive case.
Right.
In that room. What room? Al-kabirati. So al-kabirati is the adjective for al-ghurfa. Because al-ghurfati is getting a kasra, because tilka is with a kasra, not visible, but hidden. Al-kabirati follows the same i'rab as al-ghurfati. So in that large room.
Okay. So Sheikh, what if I write it that the other way, that tilka kurfatil kabiratu, it says here, my father and my mother are in that large room, right?
Yes.
Now, can you turn it, can you put that first?
What?
In that large room,
Yeah.
are my mom and dad or something like that? Can you do that?
No, you can't. The reason
Okay.
why, because grammatically, it's more correct that you have the subject in this type of sentence, that because ummi and ummi, abi wa ummi is definite. It's
Okay.
definite. It's definite because of the possessive pronoun. So you've actually asked a question which no one has asked me. I'll tell you how you've asked me the question, which I was anticipating someone asked that question. Now, the ruling is that all subjects should be definite either with alif lam, either a proper noun, or either by a pronoun like this, ummi, abi wa ummi. However, if the actual subject, sister, very important point, write this down. However, if the subject of a sentence, is indefinite, what is it?
Indefinite.
What does it mean? Indefinite, meaning that it does not
It
have alif lam. It has a
Yeah.
tanween.
Yeah.
So in that case, the predicate comes before the subject. What happens? The predicate comes before the subject. What happens? The predicate comes before the subject.
So this is still a nominal
No,
sentence?
it's a nominal sentence, but as you want to change, you're asking me about changes of Sheikh. Can I do this? Can I do that? That's the reason why I'm bringing this in now. Go back over here now. Come back over here.
Okay.
Remember when I said fihi hadikatun saghiratun, and I said to the class that there is a point here which I would like to mention, but I'm not going to make the point until someone asks me the question. You've asked the question about, can I have fi tilka al-ghurfati al-kabirati? Now I said no, you can't, because abi wa ummi is definite. This is the formation. If the subject, as I said to you, if the subject of a sentence is indefinite, like hadikatun, if it's indefinite, then the predicate can come before the subject. So here, the word fihi is a preposition. This preposition is the predicate. So fihi is the predicate, hadikatun saghiratun is indefinite, and this is the subject.
Oh, I see. Okay. You know, Sheikh, the reason I'm concerned is if you were giving us a dictation, I just want to know how I should write it.
If I was going to be dictation, I'll make it very clear and keep it to the original text itself.
Okay.
So that is, and so this is the only place when the predicate can. So you write this down. The predicate is the only place when the predicate comes before the subject is when the subject itself is indefinite. Like here, fihi hadikatun saghiratun, and I'll give you another example as well.
Okay.
Where is the other one? Fiha, in it, nafidatun kabiratun. So nafidatun kabiratun is adjective and the noun itself. So this is the subject, but fiha is the predicate coming in the beginning of the sentence.
Sheikh, can you give me another sentence of the opposite? The like abi wa ummi fi tilka al-ghurfati al-kabirati.
Here, over here. Haqibati tahta al-maktabi. So haqibati is coming with the possessive pronoun.
Okay.
My bag is underneath the
Table.
desk.
The desk.
So yes, Hakibati is the subject. Taht al-maktabi is the predicate.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is where the subject is indefinite, and that's why the predicate can come before it. The
Where?
rule you gave us, right?
Where?
This rule you gave us that if the subject of a sentence is indefinite, the predicate comes before
That's right.
subject, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So this sentence you just gave us, is
No,
that
Hakibati is no. This is an example of a definite noun. Hakibati is a definite noun. Is my bag
right? So what about an example of
over here? Li
abi wa ummi?
akhun wahidun. So over here, li
Mhm.
akhun, it's the actual predicate. Akhun wahidun is the subject.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
one brother.
Right.
I don't. The thing is that what you're doing to yourself, you're straining yourself too much. Keep to the actual book itself, because if the question which you ask, if I go into too much detail into that, it will be more in-depth information, and one question will lead to another question. So
Yeah, sorry about that, Sheikh.
no, it's fine, because I don't want to focus too, because nahu and sarf, they are subject in itself. So I am trying to keep it very diluted to the extent that it's going to be sufficient for you to digest. Otherwise, I may have to launch another class for syntax itself.
This is the reason why I've given up on grammar. I don't know how many times.
Don't worry
in my
about that. I will start teaching grammar at a later stage as a separate subject. But at the moment, keep to the actual text itself, and I'll give you the grammar which is required for yourself for you to understand the classes itself. But too much grammar, it will become a syntax lesson, and I'm not going to teach syntax because that will take 6 months.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to the students.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Hey, kind of question.
Yes, this is Armana.
Yeah, so when you say fihi hadikatun saghiratun,
Yep.
can you say fihi al hadikatu al saghiratu?
Fihi.
Al hadikatu as saghiratu.
No,
No?
you will say al hadiq. If you want to say al hadiq, you will say fil bayt. If you want to make it a proper noun, then you say al hadiqatu as-saghiratu fil bayti.
Okay. So if there is in it, right, you can't say the proper noun.
Yeah. So So if you want to say the proper noun, al hadiqatu as-saghiratu fil bayti. You say al hadiqatu as-saghiratu fil bayti. The al-hadiqatu as-saghiratu, the small garden, is in the house.
Okay.
So it changes its position, and it becomes in the beginning of the sentence itself when it's definite.
Okay, thank you.
No, good question, Sister Aramana. Okay, let's. Who's left? Sister Qurratul Ain, can you come on the mic, please?
Yes.
Can you do Abi wa ummi fi tilka? Translate that in the last sentence.
أبي وأمي في تلك الغرفة الكبيرة. My mother and father are in that big room. أنا أحب أبي وأمي. I love my mother and father. وأحب أخي وأختي. And I love my brother and sister.
Excellent. So stay on the mic for a second. I just need to change the slide. Right. So what I need you to do, Qurratul Ain, is conjugate.
Okay.
1 second, just 1 sec. Okay, go ahead. So here is the 4-letter verbs. So in the 4-letter verbs, the reason why I'm doing this, because uhibbu is a 4-letter verb. So I'm going to do the basic structure. So the basic structure is af'ala. So we have the additional letter, which is the alif in the past tense, af'ala. So can you conjugate af'ala for me, please? Bismillah.
Yes. Af'ala, af'ala, af'alu, af'alat, af'alta,
No, af'alata.
af'alata, af'alna, af'alta, af'altuma, af'altum, af'alti, af'altuma, af'altunna, af'altu, af'alna.
Excellent. Can you conjugate akrama? So akrama, akrama, all of these four letters, they don't have any shadda. So it's the actual original pattern on which all the four-letter verbs are constructed on. Akrama, go ahead.
Akrama, akrama, akramu, akramat, akramata, akramna, akramta, akramtuma, akramtum, akramti, akramtuma, akramtunna, akramtu, akramna.
Excellent. Now, can you do the present tense? So the present tense is yuf'ilu. So as I mentioned, the only way you could tell the difference between the four-letter verb present tense and the other ones, it's a dhamma. So this one here has a dhamma. The first letter, the yas and the tas, have a dhamma. In the three-letter verbs, it was yaktubu, yadribu, ya'lamu. The yas had a fatha. But here, the present tense has a dhamma, and after the dhamma, the middle letter has a kasra. And that is the only way you will know that this is a four-letter verb. So can you conjugate for me yuf'ilu?
Yuf'ilu, yuf'ilani, yuf'iluna, tuf'ilu, tuf'ilani, yuf'ilna, tuf'ilu, tuf'ilani, tuf'iluna, tuf'ilina, tuf'ilani, tuf'ilna, af'ilu, nuf'ilu.
Uf'ilu?
Uf'ilu and nuf'ilu.
Okay, conjugate yukrimu for me now.
Yukrimu, yukrimani, yukrimuna, tukrimu, tukrimani, yukrimna, tukrimu, tukrimani, tukrimuna, tukrimina, tukrimani, tukrimna, ukrimu, and nukrimu.
Excellent. I'm just going to change the slide for 1 second. Okay, give me 5 minutes more and then I'll end the class. And those who haven't had a chance this time, inshallah, tomorrow, so next week, you'll be the first people on the mic, inshallah. So what's happening here now, Sister Qurratul Ain? It's ahabba. Ahabba is a four-letter verb. How? Alif, ha, and whenever there's a shadda, it represents two letters of the same letter itself. So it was originally ahbaba, ahbaba, af'ala. So because there is a shadda, the ha, which originally had a sukoon, is given a fatha, and it becomes ahabba.
Right.
So ahbaba became ahabba. So let's conjugate. But when you go to the sixth form, it becomes back to the original ahbaba. So ahbabna. So conjugate. Bismillah. Yallah.
Ahabba, ahabba, ahabu, ahabbat, ahabbata, ahbabna.
Excellent.
Ahbabat, ahbabta.
No, ahbabta.
Ahbabta, ahbabtuma, ahbabtum, ahbabti, ahbabtuma, ahbabtunna, ahbabtu, ahbabna.
Excellent. Now, over here now, yuhibbu, originally it was yuf'ilu, yuhbibu, yuhbibu. The first ba had a kasra, and the second ba had a dhamma, yuhbibu. But because of the shadda, the harakat had to be changed. The ha is receiving a kasra, and it becomes yuhibbu. But in the sixth form, it goes back to the original again. Yukrimna, yuhbibna. Conjugate, please.
Yuhibbu, yuhibbani, yuhibbuna, tuhibbu, tuhibbani, yuhbibna, tuhibbu, tuhibbani, tuhibbuna, tuhibbibna, tuhibbani,
Tuhibbo, sorry.
تحباني تحببنا أحب and نحب.
Once more, yuhibbu.
يحب يحباني يحبونا تحب تحباني يحببنا تحب تحباني تحبونا تحببنا.
No, tuhibbina. Number anti tuhibbina. Anti
Yes.
tuhibbina.
تحبينا تحباني تحببنا أحبي
Uhibbu.
أحب نحب.
Excellent. Okay. Is that clear for you now, sister?
Yes.
Right. Rest of the class, what is your view now? Is that clear for you, Sister Shabnam?
Yes, I can conjugate, but I struggle with how to use it, but inshallah it'll come. Like
What do you mean how to use it?
like what it would be the meaning of tuhibbu.
Tuhibbu means you love or she. So is it you struggle with the actual conjugation, that knowing that how to say he and she, how to is that what you struggle with?
No, so how would I translate tuhibbu?
Tuhibbu, you are, she
Anta
is loving or you
tuhibbu.
are loving.
You are loving.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so then how would I do yuhibbu? He is loving?
He loves or he is loving. Any of them is correct.
Okay.
I think if I may interrupt here, Sheikh,
Yeah.
I think we had the problem with the amr, the command when we were doing this, when we were working together, when we were studying together. It was the command that we were having issues with. And that's where I got stuck.
Okay. So
Is that correct, Shabnam?
The imperative of the four-letter verb, as I mentioned last time, that the imperative of the four-letter verb is made from tuf'ilu. Yes, from anta tuf'ilu, tuf'ilani, tuf'iluna, tuf'ilin, tuf'ilna. And the three-letter verbs, we said that once we drop the ta, we bring hamzatul wasl for the three-letter verbs. And we look at the middle letter. If it's a kasra or a fatha, we bring a hamzatul wasl with a kasra. And if the middle letter is a dhamma, the hamzatul wasl is given a dhamma. However, when you do the four-letter verbs, you don't bring hamzatul wasl. What happened is that the present tense, when we made the present tense of the four-letter verb, the alif was dropped. The alif was dropped in the present tense. So when we would like to make the imperative, once we drop the tas, in the past tense, the alif with a fatha is brought back in the imperative, and it becomes af'il. So it's af'il, af'ila, af'ilu, af'ili, af'ila, af'ilna. So that's that. Then when we go to the ahabba itself, so when we go to the imperative, as we said, af'il. So if we remove the shaddas, it will be af'il, it will be ahbib. So this is when you remove the shaddas. If we kept the shaddas, so ta, remove the ta. Sister Roshan, come back on the mic.
Yes, I'm here.
So remove the ta.
Okay.
And as you know, this is a four-letter verb. We bring the hamzatul qat back in the imperative.
Okay.
And the last letter, it becomes ahibbu. But the last harakat, which is a dhamma, when you make the imperatives and the last letter has a shadda, the dhamma changes to a fatha and it becomes ahibba. Look at this one here.
Yes.
This alif here, remove the alif. Remove the alif, you're left with ahibba. That's a singular. Ahibba, ahibba, ahibbu, ahibbi, ahibba. Can you see ahbib?
Right.
Ahbibna. akrimna.
Okay. So what does ahbib mean, or ahib? What does that mean? Ahibba. What
Love.
does it mean?
It means you're
You
ordering
love.
someone. Yeah, love that you're ordering someone to love or do some command. Like in the Quran, qul means to say.
Okay.
It's an order which you order the person who's in front of you to do an action itself.
Sheikh, do you mind if I ask you
Yeah,
something?
go ahead.
What is the three-letter root word for ahabba?
Very good question. The three-letter root word is remove the alif. If you remove the alif, as you know, this is the additional letter. Originally, ahabba was habba.
Habba. Okay.
But-
So it's not hababa, it's habba.
Habba, yeah. So it's like in the Quran, inshallah, I'll do this.
Okay.
again.
Yeah.
No, it's habba ya habbu. Habba ya habbu.
Okay. Habba ya habbu. And
Yeah.
what will be the meaning of habba?
Give me 1 second. So ahabba yuhibbu, he likes or he loves someone. And the word habba itself, the three-letter verb, habba yahabbu, it will come in the meaning of, give me 2 seconds. So habba yahabbu, it can mean in the like, and ahabba yuhibbu comes mean into love.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Okay. And it and the conjugation for that one with the shadda
It's different.
is going to be same?
No, it's going to be different.
No, different. We will
Yeah.
do it inshallah other time.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think the reason I felt like the reason for this confusion, that what is the meaning of this four-letter root word, four-letter word ahabba, is because we have not done the three-letter so far.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
that's the reason it is creating some like a.
No, that's a very valid point, because ahabba is a four-letter verb and is what a shadda. Normally, what we are meant to do is, I would have to teach, for example, like the word bir. In the Quran, the word bir comes.
Bir.
The word bir as a shadda. Originally, it was barra yabarru.
Okay.
So barra yabarru, I will have to teach you the conjugation for the three-letter verb. Once that's done, then I will do the four-letter verb itself. But they brought this letter example in
the first lesson. Yeah, that's why we have to do it. Yeah. Okay.
So that's the reason why I actually sent the sheets across to yourselves. For you to understand the conjugation. So just follow this conjugation, how it's conjugated. The meaning itself, I will teach you that at the appropriate time, because I need you to teach all of the rest of the 8 patterns for the additional letters. So there are 8 patterns for the additional letters. Sometimes you have 1 additional letter, like ahabba has the alif, and then you have 2, then you have 3, and like istaghfara, which I mentioned before as well.
Sure.
Okay, so inshallah, is this clear? Is this a bit more clear for everyone now?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Yes. Sheikh, I want to ask you a question from the lesson we did.
Yes.
Yeah. So remember I asked you about fihi hadiqatun saghiratun with the of al article, right?
Yep.
But in this case, when we did the last one, abi wa ummi fi tilkal gufrati wal kabirat. No, gufratil kabirat is there's alif lam. Why is it definite in there?
So what they have done is that abi wa ummi, my father and my mother, are in that al. So is making it specify even further al ghurfati, in that the big room. So when we translate, we don't bring the alif lam in the translation. We say in that large room.
Okay, okay. So it kinds of joins with the tilka, right?
Exactly.
Okay, okay, I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why it has the alif lam.
Yeah.
Because I thought if we can't change it, you can't say tilka gufratin kabiratin.
Yeah, you can't say that. If you say fi tilka ghurfatin kabiratin, mean in that which is fi tilka ghurfatin, mean in that is the large room. So it becomes a different translation completely. So
large room.
Yeah, that tilka ghurfatun kabir. That is a large room.
Okay.
So when alif lam is removed, and then become ghurfatun kabiratun or tilka ghurfatun kabiratun, that translation will be that is a large room. So it becomes subject and predicate.
Okay, okay. But
So
then you take out the P from there, right?
No, we can still say that. Fi tilka ghurfatin kabiratin. So ummi wa abi, in that, yeah. It does, when you translate, it doesn't make really sense. So if you take fi out and have tilka ghurfatun kabiratun, that makes more sense. That is a large room.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, is this clear? Sister Tahira, is this clear? And Sister Sama, is this clear for you now?
Yes, thank you.
Right, okay. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن حسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وأين حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتع فيها طويلا واجعلنا من أنصاري وشيتك وجندك برحمتك